Pelicans, and by yesterday afternoon, it was inevitable. Harden was going to be moved. Broussard is back with us now. Broussard, did James Harden handle this the right way?
Jenna, is complicated. I hate what James Harden did. I hate what he did to Stephen Silas. We hear all this talk about wanting more black coaches, black executives. Silas paid his dues for 20 years, and this is what you do to him. So I hate that. I hate the way he treated his teammates. The idea of treating John Wall, Boogie Cousins, Eric Gordon, Christian Wood even, like they are scrubs, I can't even fathom that. So I hate what he did. However, it's a dog-eat-dog world. This happens in entertainment. Heck, Lionel Richie left the Commodores. I'm sure they were upset about that. I mean, this happens all over the world, corporate America. It happens in our business. Sometimes it takes being a jerk to get what you want. I hate to do it, say it that way. I wouldn't do it. But look, if he had played nice, play at his top level, be nice to everybody, he's still in Houston today. So it's complicated.
Yeah, that's right. And Broussard, you won't do it, Chris. Oh, go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
You won't do it, Chris, but I would. And I actually did it. And for everything you said, guys ain't going to remember this 20 years from now, right? I'll be counterculture, that's fine. But when you think about this, you hit it on the head. His only leverage is how you play. So when a guy comes to you quietly before the season and say, I want out, I'm not happy here, I want to go win a championship, I gave you everything I can, and then you hold on to him, and then you publicly say, well, we're willing to go deep into the season, even if it's really uncomfortable, I side with the player. I side with the player because this is his 12th year. He's done everything. He wants to win a championship. He doesn't want to be on the list next to Charles Barkley as one of the greatest players to never win a championship. So 20 years from now, Nick, we won't be talking about how he exited Houston. What we will be talking about is how he won a championship in Brooklyn with KD over LeBron James.
All right, so you got two things wrong there. One is they're not going to win a championship in Brooklyn. The other thing you got wrong is that Broussard's never done this. Google the trades about when Broussard was just lighting Stephen A on fire because he wanted to come work with me. I mean, people forget it, but it happened. Check it out. I think it's an Hollywood Reporter. That may or may not be true. But listen, at this point, the ends justified the means for Harden. He acted as poorly as a professional athlete can act. And his punishment was exactly what he wanted. I mean, it was, you know, he went to the strip club, he went to the birthday parties, he was maskless, he lit his teammates on fire, he stopped trying in games, and because of that, they sent him to Brooklyn to play with Kevin Durant. So for Harden, it worked out beautifully. I don't know if it's a blueprint for many players, but a player of Harden's caliber, I suppose Brandon was right, he always had the leverage, Jenna.
All right, so the Sixers were the other team in the running for Harden. Broussard, how should Philly fans feel about missing out on Harden?
You're disappointed, but I don't know that you can be mad at the Sixers. I'm told that they offered Ben Simmons. We all know they offered Ben Simmons, but also Matisse Thybulle and Tyrese Maxey. And Houston turned it down because they wanted draft picks. Houston made a mistake, all right? They could lose Victor Oladipo at the end of this season or max him out. He's not a max player. And then they got 4 draft picks that could be in the 20s. All right, most lottery picks don't pan out. Draft picks are overrated. They're important, but they're overrated. They should have taken Philly's package. I'm gobsmacked by Houston's ignorance, to be honest.
Oh, gobsmacked. Gobsmacked, please. Look,
just Ben Simmons should have been enough.
They should be disappointed for a few days because they could have potentially won it this year with Harden. But long term, this is better for them. You add Seth Curry, you add Danny Green, you add Doc Rivers, and long term, after the Nets win their championship, they're going to be in great position to run the East. So this is really good for them long term. We know the challenges around Ben Simmons, Nick, but when you add those other pieces, those shooters, they have everything they need to compete.
Yeah, listen, the Rockets are planning for 2025 when hopefully Tillman Fertitta's got money again and they can pay players. The Rockets did not make the best deal they could have made, and it's because of the finances surrounding it. You know how I know that? They picked Oladipo over Karis LeVert because they want to pay Karis LeVert $54 million total over the next 3 years. So I don't think the Rockets made the best deal, but I don't blame Raphael Stone. I think it came down from ownership, and I think Sixer fans should be, a little disappointed. But guess what? Sixers are still better than Brooklyn, so they'll be fine. Who's guarding Embiid?
Oh.
I'm just curious. Jenna, you tell me. Who's guarding Embiid?
Right.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
Harden is in. Kyrie still seems to be out from the Nets for personal reasons. Wilds, what does this deal mean for Kyrie's future with Brooklyn?
Oh, it just means more uncertainty. If you're Kyrie, you wake up happy today? They're like, wow, my path to a second championship just got easier. Or do you wake up a little bit more confused? You say, I thought I was going to be, partners with KD, and now I might be the third wheel. I might be the Chris Bosh. I might be the Kevin Love, but I'm Kyrie. How can I be Kevin Love and Kyrie at the same time? Broussard, if it's a 50-50 coin flip, I think that he's less satisfied with this than I think that he's happy about it.
Great point, Wilds. Look, he left the championship team to be the man, and now he's the third best player on his team. I agree, he's probably not happy. Look, it's a great security blanket for the Nets if for whatever reason Kyrie doesn't return. It also makes Kyrie expendable. You could trade him. The only problem is he might decide to retire if you decide to trade him and send him away from home. So it's just more uncertainty. You're right, Wilds.
Look, when Spencer Dinwiddie went down, I thought that was a great opportunity for them to get this deal done and go after Harden. They didn't do that. But now you got to think that this is not good for Kyrie. Well, maybe it's good for Kyrie. I truly believe he's contemplating retirement. When you hear Steve Nash come out and say, well, I don't know where he's at, I haven't talked to him. And then a couple days ago, he says, well, I'm coaching the guys here. As a player, being in those situations before, seeing how my head coaches handled it, this is telling me that this guy is dealing with something that is bigger than basketball, meaning it may be an identity challenge where he doesn't know if he fits in the NBA anymore.
Yeah, listen, I'll be quick. Some people look at this as the Nets adding a third star. Some people look at this as the Nets adding an insurance policy for Kyrie Irving. And I think if you set the over-under, Jenna, on career playoff games, Kyrie Irving plays with the Brooklyn Nets at 1, I think you'd have plenty of people who bet the under, either because of retirement, trade, he gets banged up again and then gets moved. I think there's real question about whether or not when they make the playoffs, assuming they make the playoffs, I think they'll get in, that he's around for that, Jenna.
Wow.
All right, back to the NFL. Which player has the most to gain by winning it all? That's next. First things first.